What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim with Cantina Collector's Corner, and today we're going to be looking at my 6-month review or overview of my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera and my Wandrd Sling bag. Let's jump into it. So, as you may or may not know, I have purchased both the Osmo Pocket 3 and the Wandrd Sling bag. It's been roughly about 6 months of owning both items. So this is sort of going to be just an overview of opinions and pros and cons, and I'll give you like a bag walkthrough of what I have in the bag. Yeah, and then at the very end, I will show some footage from the Osmo Pocket. I had talked about when I first bought it that I was going to go to Disney and film some footage and show you guys that footage. Well, I never got around to doing that, and so now I have. So that footage will be at the very end. It's like a little montage video, sort of giving you like my very first attempt with the Osmo Pocket. Hopefully you enjoy that portion and get an idea of whether or not it might fit your needs. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So starting off with the Osmo Pocket, which is what I'm filming with right now, it's basically been my like daily driving camera for all of my videos. I was using, and I still use it once in a while, but I was using the Canon EOS M50, and I believe it's the first edition, not the second edition. It's a mirrorless camera, and it does really great. It takes really great footage. A lot of my earlier videos are with that camera, and then some of my recent videos with like an A and a B cam use that camera as well. But I've just found that the Osmo Pocket is so much easier to just flip open and start using right away. I don't have to worry about changing batteries in and out. Because it has an internal battery, which obviously I have to charge. But yeah, that being said, it's just so much quicker and easier to use, and the footage is, basically unbeatable for just how easy it is to use, along with the pairing of the microphone. So I got this mic thing to hold on to, but the DJI Mic 2 is housed inside of here. So just a little bit easier instead of wearing a clip. Then I have something to do with my hands while I'm talking to you guys. Like I said, it's been, I think, technically 7 months since I purchased the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I have used it for every video since then. I haven't done as much like vlogging on the go type stuff, aside from like the Disney video that you'll see at the end here. So sort of pros and cons of the camera. Pros obviously being how easy it is to use and get around with and, pack in a bag. And also just the user friendliness of it. It's literally plug and play. There are some features built into it that kind of get some, getting used to, but that I think that's with any camera. Just straight out of the box, though, it's super intuitive. It has like a sidekick app called the Mimo, DJI Mimo app, where it has some functionality there where you can use your phone sort of as like the screen. You look through your phone and then it relays the image to your phone. You can also use that app to edit your footage, which I have done that with some vertical footage. So I don't know if you have seen them or not, but if you haven't, go check them out. I've released a handful of shorts in the vertical format and used the DJI Mimo app to edit those and then also push them to TikTok. This was a pro 7-ish months ago, earlier, maybe like 3 months ago, but now it's definitely a con, is the price. So when I bought this, it was roughly $500, I want to say, which is, it's still $500, which is a lot of money, but it was reasonable given what this camera can do. 4K 60 frames. I think it's like 3K when you shoot vertically. So really crisp, really, nice image for what you get. And then just all the other features packed into it, how small it is. It's got the gimbal, things of that nature. Now, If you specifically buy it from where I bought it, which was Costco, it has increased to, and I'll verify this at the end, but the last time I saw was $700. $740, I believe, is the exact number. If it's changed, I'll put it up here in the notes or whatnot. But $740 for this camera. I have to say, pretty strongly that that's outrageous for this camera. $500 was like pretty much the sweet spot. If you could find it on sale, it was an absolute steal. The bundle that it comes with, buying it from Costco because it's a little bit discounted if you were to buy it straight from DJI, was totally worth it. But now the bundle, what it comes with, and then for that $740 price tag, no way. Absolute con. So unfortunately, and sorry to backtrack, that's due to the tariffs. So, I mean, it wasn't DJI just trying to, short anybody. Just the tariffs that were taken on. So super unfortunate, but was a pro, now is a con. In my circumstance, which I feel very lucky that I bought it when I did, definitely a con. I want to say that my Canon camera was around $500-600. And obviously, it's a different machine to do slightly different things. But just like on the basis of comparison between using this camera or that camera for my YouTube videos, $500 for this camera, absolute no-brainer. And then I had to buy the mic separately. I had another situation which is basically only pertains to me because, it was out of the ordinary, but I had gift cards for Amazon and I got the mic for like $40 instead of $100. So absolute steal of a deal. Not the same for everybody, obviously, and I understand that, but yeah, the price I don't think is really worth it, to be honest with you. I mean, if it's a long-term investment for you, then absolutely go for it. I love the camera and I'm going to use it, for years and years and years until it just stops working. But yeah, if you have, like a newer iPhone, if you already have a camera, like, a point and shoot camera, DSLR or mirrorless or what have you, I don't think you need to upgrade to this for that $700, almost $800 price tag. It's a little bit too much. Another con that I have sort of run into is that the camera does tend to like heat up a little bit. I haven't gotten to like an overheat sort of, work on it. But it's definitely gotten to the point where the camera feels warm in my hand and it's a little bit concerning. It hasn't stopped working. It hasn't given me any errors, but I feel like, for those longer haul videos and especially like the vlogs where I'm out and about, which I don't do a lot of, granted, but still, like what comes to mind is like vendor POV videos that I've been watching constantly recently, but I don't really know how they combat the overheating. So, and maybe it's just my unit, but I have heard, stories here and there. But anyway, another one would probably be like low light and how it performs in low light. Granted, I haven't had a ton of experience with the low light, but what I have had, some practice with, I wasn't a super huge fan of how it turned out. Granted, I'm not professional in low light cinematography, videography, what have you. But you'll see at the end, some of the footage in the dark just didn't look, it looked a little bit grainy. Some of the colors were a little bit washed out and I tried to do a little bit of, color correcting, but I'm also not super well versed in color correcting. But at any rate, low level, not as great as just, sitting in front of the camera with lighting setups and whatnot. So just something to think about. And then the last little piece that I have before we transition to like the bag is just, if you happen to come across Facebook groups for the camera, I'm specifically in one of them and I think it's just called DJI Osmo Pocket 3 group. I believe it's a worldwide group. don't read too heavily into what people are saying, because I scroll through it every once in a while, and it is constantly filled with people saying how terrible the camera is, how their unit, broke immediately, how they have all of these issues. They don't recommend it because of all of their issues that they've had. And truly think some of that has to come down to user error. If you're hard on your, your toys, they're gonna break. This is a very delicate camera. It's not an action camera, not meant to be thrown around, not meant to be dropped, not meant to get wet, anything of that nature. You have to treat it like it's a almost $800 camera if you only paid $500 for it. Just a silly analogy. But anyway, it's very fragile. I have not had any issues with mine yet, and I've been very, very careful, very cognizant to not touch the lens, touch the gimbal, put the little, like, I'll call it a sheath, but it's like a little case that goes on it. Just very intentional about taking really good care of my very expensive items that I can't afford to just replace, over and over and over. As far as like repairs and returns and whatnot, there's like the route if you buy it through Costco, or they can, sort of help you out there. But then also there's like the warranty through DJI, which I have not had to use yet. Thankfully, cross my fingers, knock on wood, all that good stuff. But there are avenues. So if you see, horror stories out there, don't hold on to that, and, keep that from making you make a decision on whether or not to buy this. So just that little tidbit, thought I'd share that with you guys. So moving on, we'll jump to the bag and talk about that next. All right, so second part of the video here is the Wandrd bag. So this is the Wandrd Sling. It was about $80. Bought it, I believe I bought it direct from Wandrd. You can also buy these on Amazon. The exact same quality. I think I talked about that in my video of this bag, reviewing it specifically. So I'll put a card up in there somewhere, but go check it out. It has technically been 5 months since I purchased this bag, and this is my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 bag. I don't put anything else in it. For my Disney trip, I might, put my phone in it and whatnot, so I only have to carry one bag with me in the parks. But yeah, this houses everything that I need to be successful while using my Osmo camera on the go, or even just, keeping it here at the house. So yeah, we'll jump into this and kind of show you what I have in the bag and go from there. All right, so for ease of use, I unzipped the zippers because I'm doing this one-handed. Hello. But this is the bag. This is kind of what it looks like right as I unzip it. And we'll just sort of go through all the accessories that I have for the camera. And then if there's any room left over for anything else to add. So obviously I'm holding the camera while filming, but this is basically the layout that I have. So the camera sits in this hard shell that came with it. And I put it just like that, sideways in here. There's plenty of room for it to fit once it's in this little shell. And then this pouch thingy goes between it. I don't want the camera like right up against the outside of this bag, just in case it got, jumbled around. There's like this little extra bit of security between the camera and, whatever could bang up against the bag. So yeah, taking this out, this is the shell I was talking about. It just slides right over the camera, keeps it protected, keeps the gimbal protected. And then this guy is actually the pouch for the mic 2. So I'm going to open this one-handed. So far, so good. This is pretty cool accessory. And like I said, I bought this secondhand. This didn't come in my bundle with the camera. So it's like a little bifold here. On one side, we have the USB-A, which I was like super disappointed with that it was A. Because the camera itself is USB-C to USB-C, and this is USB-C to USB-A. And we'll get to this in like just a second here with an accessory, but I really wish this was C to C, just for ease of everything, but whatever. This houses the actual microphone, which is sitting over here because I'm talking to you guys through it. And then right here is a little like pop filter that just clicks right on. So you have your essentials here: charging cord, microphone itself, and pop filter. Super straightforward in a nice little like waterproof textured case. It's pretty cool. I like that one a lot. Set that aside. So that leaves nothing else in this main compartment. And then we move on to this little mesh zipper, which is where I have the extended battery for the camera. So this is an attachment piece that goes onto the bottom of the camera, gives you a little bit of extra battery juice, and then it also has the hole down there so you can mount it onto a tripod or a bipod or whatever you have. And then it still has the charging port on this guy, so you can keep the camera charged with this and also plugged in for double the charge. And then, which sort of has a circle back to why I don't like the USB-A, I have this really cool fast charging wall plug. And so it just unfolds here, and it's got 3 Type-C fast charging ports. It's very, very handy. And I charge the camera with this, and then I can charge my phone on this or my iPad on this while I'm traveling. But I can't plug the microphone into this, so I have to bring a white brick, like an Apple brick or whatever, because it's C to A. I have other C to C cords, but I'm just a little bit wary about using a cord that isn't technically intended for the device itself. So I have stuck with the A to C for the microphone specifically, and I'm just living with it, but I'm living in frustration, but that's another story. And then in this little tiny pouch here, I have the tripod that comes with the camera. It's just a little itty bitty tripod, but it does the trick. Just screws right into the bottom. It's plastic, nothing fancy. But yeah, it's nice. I just like how compact it is, and it's perfect to just sit on a little countertop to hold up your camera so it doesn't fall over, because that is quite literally the last thing on earth that you want to happen. And then lastly, this little open pouch here with no closure to it, the charging cable, and it's C to C. Best invention ever. Not sure why, this is DJI, the microphone, why they didn't decide to do C to C there. If you guys know, and I'm just ignorant to it, please let me know, but it drives me up the wall. But anyway, that's everything I have in the bag. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, does it seem like I'm utilizing my space adequately? I never bought any like ND filters or anything. So, I didn't feel the need to like buy them. I don't know, just because most of my content is done right here, and I have my lighting set up, and I don't really need other filters. I can kind of mess with color in the editing portion of the video making. And yeah, so are there any accessories that I should have that I need that I don't have already? Let me know in the comment section down below. Stick around. This is a montage of our Disney trip that we went to. It was the week after Christmas, and then it went through New Year's. So keep that in mind. It is, there's Christmas decor. But yeah, just a fun light video, sort of showcasing the Osmo Pocket 3 and my experience with it. That was really like my first experience with it out in the real world, aside from just, sitting in front of it in my, studio area. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already and you enjoy the content. I'm trying to push out, a couple more videos for you guys. Do go check out my short form content in the shorts section of YouTube. I have Throwback Thursday videos. So every Thursday is a new video showcasing an item from my collection for you guys. So yeah, again, thanks for watching as always. Thank you guys for the support, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.
Tag me later. Okay, I need to test this new web fluid. Here goes something. Don't forget to tag me on your video. Hashtag Amazing Spider-Man.
Looking good, Spider-Man.
Holy Sharon.
Shall we conduct an altitude test?
Yeah, yes, I should do some work.
Always good to have the data.
On my way. Find a clear path for somebody to swing from. Oh yeah, it's go time! Clear the roadway, Spider-Man, take off! Wow! Oh no, this might hurt. I'm okay.
Questions about the turtle world or marine life or anything. So who has a question already in mind for Crush the Sea Turtle? I've got a couple over here, couple over there. And no adults. Adults are pressure. They keep running under the water. There's too much pressure.
Join in as we count down together. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year.
Yeah, my kind of people.